Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh. With me, of course, the ultimate babyface, Chris Koffler, and Yeet, Miami Clutch. What's going on, guys? Don't all talk at once.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Yes. Wow. Not one person on this planet thought that was going to happen. Not
Not a
even his
single one.
father, right? His father didn't even know that was going to happen. Is that true? Did you guys hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
hear anything about that. No.
I heard Jay didn't tell his dad, and he watched it live and was shocked. That's what I heard. Not sure if it was true. Not sure, but that's what I heard. That's pretty cool, right? It's a big moment for Jey Uso. A lot of hate out there for Jey Uso. A lot of hate I'm seeing. There's a buddy of mine who just started picking wrestling up again at the Rumble. He watched Raw before I did and told me this Jey Uso guy is terrible. They made a mistake. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to you haven't been there, bro. You weren't there 4 years ago. You weren't there. You didn't see this evolution. So you have no your opinion means nothing. And I'm one of the biggest haters in the universe. I understand that. So I want to break the news before you guys even know. I was stoked. And I didn't think I would be because I've been dogging mid-card Jey Uso for a very long time.
You have.
And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for his moment. I'm ready for him to, because I know he will win this title at WrestleMania. And I'm ready for it. Clutch has him as his picture. So I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts? What was your reaction when you saw Jey Uso win this Royal Rumble?
Genuinely pure shock because after this, I thought the super kick spot where Cena almost fell off, I thought that was a close call. And then Cena, his cartoonish face and all that. And Cena picking him up on his shoulders. I thought, okay, that's it. Cena won the Rumble. We're going towards Gunther and Cena for WrestleMania. And I thought, okay, my prediction's cool. Awesome. And then out of nowhere, he just gets out from behind and just pushes Cena out. And I'm just shocked. Because in a million years, I would not have predicted Jey. I would have predicted Penta before I would have predicted Jey.
So Chris.
That's
go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, so Chris, I don't know how you feel because none of us have talked for multiple reasons. But the main reason was I kind of wanted to save my reactions and my opinions for the show. Now, Chris, you say you watched it the day after us. I don't know if anything got spoiled for you at all. I tried my best.
No, the only thing that got spoiled was the Alexa Bliss return. That was the only. I opened social media once Saturday night, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to open anything."
That wasn't a spoiler. I told you that on the last show. Remember, I predicted her to be there. It wasn't a spoiler. But anyway, continue. So, did you enjoy the Rumble, the winner, Jey Uso? Did you think that? Were you shocked like everybody else was?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't. I think we all had our thoughts. We were kind of zeroed in on a few people that we thought we kind of figured out the storylines that were going to come out of it. We had a few different possibilities if we thought which way WWE was going to go. I was very shocked that they went with him to win the Rumble. But I think I was thinking more about it because at first I was kind of on board with some of the haters, like just in the initial reaction of watching it. I was just kind of like, really? That's who you're going with as your Rumble winner? And then as I had some time to digest, I was like, you know what, though? We didn't see it coming, which is always great when you don't know exactly who's going. Sometimes we say it's good when things are predictable, but for this one, it was good for it to not be predictable. And then I feel like maybe this kind of gives hope to some people that aren't all the way at the upper card, that now they can come in and this can kind of be that stepping stone to get them to the upper card. Because like you've always ragged on him being mid-card Jey Uso, because he was never winning the big important matches. He would start to get into the main event, but he would lose everything. Well, now he's won one of the biggest matches of the year. So the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I'm good with it. I'm on board with it. Yeet.
So, same thing, man. I'm like, this is genius. This is genius for them because I was thinking when he was on his when Cena had him ready for the attitude adjustment, I'm like, Jay's not taking this bump. So I didn't think that was the end. I'm like, there's no way they're going to do this bump. There's no way. This isn't AEW. They're going to do a safe bump with these guys. They don't want these guys hurt going into WrestleMania. We saw what happened with Seth last year. People getting hurt. Punk got hurt in the Rumble. All these people get hurt in the Rumble. Cody Rhodes may be hurt from the Rumble or from this match he had at the Rumble, but They didn't want their star to be hurt going, so it doesn't make sense for that bump to happen. So I'm like, what are they going to do now? When Jay got back in the ring, I'm like, okay, he's going to go for a super kick and Cena's going to duck and then somehow back bump him out, whatever. And I'm like, wait, he just pushed him? Like that was it? I'm like, my first thing was shock. And then I was like, let's go. Like I was super stoked. So I'm here for it. And it's going to main event night 1. And it's going to be a banger. And Gunther's going to take the L. And I think it's going to be good because it's going to add another star. Before the show, Chris, me and Clutch were talking about the Chamber. And since the Raw guy won, they're having all these Raw matches and Raw people get into the Chamber. John Cena pretty much said, I'm the GOAT, best of all time. I just deserve a spot. Very,
I saw that.
Very heelish of him, but it is what it is. And then now CM Punk has entered another Raw guy. There are only 4 spots left. And then we have another match, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor next week on Raw. So that's going to be 3 Raw guys. Don't you think more SmackDown guys can be there? But then again, here's my point. What I'm bringing it all around. The majority of your superstars on Raw. All you have on SmackDown right now that should be or could be in that Rumble, I guess Fatu, right? In the Chamber. Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, Roman Reigns. 4. You need qualifying matches. So and still it's not adding up. Now, am I missing people, Clutch? Or other people on SmackDown that I should be aware of that I'm maybe missing?
I mean, for the
Chamber,
I think much. I think it's just Roman. I don't think Jacob's in there yet.
No, but he should be competing. What I mean is he should be competing for it.
Oh yeah,
to get in.
Yeah, people that are worthy.
You don't think Jacob Fatu's worthy?
Definitely worthy.
Okay, that's what I was saying. I don't know. But either way, I do think that Jey Uso winning was awesome. Now, was there anything, Clutch, in the spot in this whole Royal Rumble match that kind of irked you or happy about? Like, what stood out to you the best? What are the best spots? What are the worst spots? Let's talk about the Rumble.
For the men's Rumble, I actually pretty much liked it, pretty much throughout, I think. And I'm very mad that I was so close to predicting the first 2, because I said it was going to be Penta and a Mysterio, but it just wasn't the right Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I was happy because Rey versus Penta is like that dream that you like. The luchador is going at it, and then it started off really, really well. It kept a good flow. Joe Hendry as a surprise was awesome. Him getting a pop in front of 60,000+, amazing. And then I was genuinely surprised by Roman coming out at 16.
Yeah,
because you expect him to come out 27, 28, do his couple minutes, and that's it. Roman at 16, and then there was just a run of CM Punk, John Cena, Seth Rollins, back to back to back, and then you had great moments all throughout. I'm probably missing surprises and something because there was probably another something else I'm missing.
AJ Styles called
AJ Styles coming back with his original theme song, thank God. Yes. And and it got so good toward even the eliminations for with Seth and Roman and Punk and Roman just screaming at Punk is we just teamed a month ago, what are you doing? And then just a double stomp, something's gonna happen there with Seth and Roman, which is amazing, and probably Punk too. So everything from start to finish, and then the unpredictability of Jay, which if I can go on a small tangent, because it bothers me with the whole Jey Uso hate, because people really complain about predictability all the time in wrestling, and they complain and cry and cry. And when something unpredictable happens, what do? They complain and cry and cry and cry. They just want to complain. And then they also cry about another thing, that they just push the same people all the time, every time. And there's no new stars being made in wrestling and blah, 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 blah. You make a new star who is over as hell with everybody. Make him the winner, send him to the top of the card, and everybody cries. So I just think wrestling fans don't want to be happy, and it sucks. Because in the beginning of Raw, you can see the disconnect between the internet and real life. Because in the beginning of Raw, everybody going crazy for Jay, to the point where they were chanting one more time and they had to play his theme song again so everybody could eat. So you can see the disconnect between the internet and real life. and it's crazy, and it sucks that people are like that and they love to be miserable. That's my tangent. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So I wish I had my phone on me right now because the person that me and Chris know, we've known him all of our life. He watched the Royal Rumble with us because it was part of our fantasy thing, our draft order. Which, by the way, I got one, so I got Rey Mysterio. He got me like the 10th pick. Good job, Ray. You did well. Anyway, he texts like not Monday morning because Raw. Tuesday morning, he texts us in the group chat, all the people that watched the Rumble at this guy's house, and he's like, 30 minutes of this guy's theme song, 30 minutes of him, and when he finally talks, he can't talk. He's crying. He's mumbling. He's stuttering, and I'm like, so I just let him go because he doesn't know anything about wrestling, right? He's a new viewer. He's trying to.
Which person is this?
I think
you
would
say?
know. You know what? Let me go on. Let me go on because
Okay,
you might
okay.
be able to guess him. He's one of our good friends, best friends of all time, probably one of our best friends of all time.
I just don't know who all's in your fantasy league.
He's been there since the beginning. Anyway, so then he's just going on and on about how Jey Uso's an amateur. It should have been Seth Rollins. He had the best promo of the night. This person, that Logan Paul, even's more deserving of this guy. This guy, just because his last name is Fatu and he's a member of the bloodline, like they just gave it to him. Like he's just going off on this tangents and about how Jey Uso is the wrong guy. He's not a superstar to him. He's just a B+ player. And this is the guy who I'm looking from the outside. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say spit because I didn't watch Raw yet at this time. I watched it Tuesday night. Dude, I said, and I text back, I'm like, did you watch like 18,000 people in unison demand his music be turned back on? I don't think that's ever happened. The only person that's ever happened to was Cody because that fucking crybaby called for it. You're gonna take my woe away. He asked for it, right? Remember that? No, these people are demanding to party with Jay, and about the whole stumbling and stuttering. His promo wasn't great. That wasn't Jey Uso. That was him. That was the person, and that's what connects us to these wrestlers, especially to him, because we watched the growth. He was the lackey of Roman. First off, he was a tag team doing this goofy dance, right? At first, no offense to people that think that. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it wasn't the Jey Uso we have now. Then we saw them go to the penitentiary. Then they grew up this and then the bloodline, like he said in the promo, to the main event. Guess what, guys? Guess who else did that? Edge, Christian. Sometimes you do need to break these guys off of a tag team, and guess what? Jimmy and Jay, they won't go to the moon together. Christian is there, but Edge was here, right?
Yep.
Jay's here. Jimmy's here. Just let the man be up here. And guess what? Eventually he'll grow on you. I don't know how to say it, man. Like, fucking just let it play out. This was great. 18,000 people, 67,000 people at the Rumble. They weren't lying to you. They wanted this. No one's been more over since Daniel Bryan. Like, this is the most over. I think that, because Daniel Bryan, everyone wanted that. Yes, yes, yes. This is just like that. Why is he being rejected? But someone like Edge and Daniel Bryan weren't. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is.
What wasn't it with now? See, I wasn't watching week in, week out with Daniel Bryan, but wasn't his thing was like he kept getting very close, and then every time he got close, they shut him down, and maybe Jay hasn't got to that point yet.
I'm just talking about the fans. I'm talking about the fans, like supported. Like they always supported him. They never. You're getting pushback. We didn't get this pushback with the Daniel Bryan. We didn't.
But I thought that was now again. I'm saying I didn't watch week in, week out back then, but I thought that was kind of the appeal. Was he was trying to climb up the card, and then every time that they got close, they teased that he was going to go over, and then they would send him back down the card.
Right.
Whereas I haven't seen that to that extent with him yet.
I know, but we watched the man grow. Clutch, am I talking out of turn here?
No, I mean, listen, I'm on board with what you're saying here. I'm not, I just think that for that comparison, that's why you see something a little different there.
Okay. All right.
But I think we're at the same point right now in comparison to Daniel Bryan, but they got there in different paths. And I think that's where we're kind of like getting to, because you saw Daniel Bryan more for his in-ring style, and everybody loved him for it, and he was this lovable guy who just kept getting pushed on the card. But then you see like the comparison with Jay, where he was just this great character in a great storyline, who was just a side character who became kind of like the focal point at times of him being like mentally abused, and then him stepping out of the shadow, going out on his own, and then yeah, it's just different paths that for example Brian and Jay went through, but they're ending up in the same place, and that's cool.
And guess what? Guys like Edge and Daniel Bryan, we consider they are Hall of Famers. Let this man be a Hall of Famer. Like, stop hating. I feel like the division, and you're right, Clutch, you said it. Wrestling fans don't want to be happy because if they're happy, it's like people that say they want world peace. Do they? Because when world peace happens, what happens? I want world peace. I support world peace. But then what happens next then? You're just bored, right? And like movies. I'm not trying. I don't like war. God damn it, guys. I went on this wrong path. But what
I
I'm
don't know
saying
where you're
is
going right now.
people want to complain. People are addicted to it.
Yes.
So what I mean is if there's no problems, they'll make a problem. If I'm rich and have no problems, I'll say, oh, God damn, my toast is burnt. I'm going to complain about something.
I think also, too,
people do.
Just human nature, to speak to what Clutch was saying about if they go one direction, people complain. If they go a different direction, people will complain. I just think it's the people who are upset talk the loudest. Is it the same? Is it the same people that are complaining both directions, or is it just, hey, this group over here wants new stars, and this group over here likes the stars that we already have, and they don't want to see people like Jay to come up? You know what I mean? So, well, like, maybe that's what it is. And when you complain, you get louder. Like, think about it. I'm going to give you something. If you go to a restaurant and everything goes well, do you go out of your way to tell them great service? Do most people go out of their way to tell them great service?
Most people do not.
No. If something goes wrong, do people go out of their way to speak to someone and complain?
Just go to Yelp. Damn right.
There you go. Speak to the manager. So I think that's what it is when people have a problem. They just talk louder.
And they're used to arguing with each other. AEW versus WWE, this versus that. Now, it's like everyone has an opinion.
There are some people that no matter what, they're not going to be happy for sure. But that's why it feels like sometimes nobody's happy ever with that kind of stuff.
Like if John Cena would have won, what would I be talking about? Probably so predictable. This is terrible. He's a cartoon character. There's no way he can hang with Cody Rhodes. Like I don't think he should have a title match. He hasn't shown he's pretty rusty. I'm just gonna say it. And I can't handle the whoa, but we'll get there later, guys.
Yes.
I'm over that crap. So that was the men's rumble. I enjoyed it. I think some of the spots, like Drew McIntyre being, obviously that's big news. Him being eliminated I think that was a terrible spot. I think that was the wrong person. I think they're going the wrong. I think they're stewing Drew so bad right now.
So what exactly was supposed to happen? Because I saw that story and I saw the video. What exactly was supposed to happen? Was he not supposed to be eliminated? Was someone else? Was he supposed to be eliminated a certain way?
I don't know. Clutch, correct me if I'm wrong, because apparently he was supposed to get eliminated before Logan Paul or LA Knight came out. And they were doing their spot that they planned out at the same time Drew was getting knocked out. So I guess they got too close to each other. I didn't go back and watch it. I haven't read any dirt sheets. I heard one report, and it looks like Drew got knocked out and it was insignificant because they were doing their own spot. And I guess they bumped into each other. Clutch, what happened?
Yes.
Okay. So like the thing they were talking about apparently is like they're planning Priest versus Drew for WrestleMania. And they wanted to have their moment to make it, I guess, a significant match that people want to see. And I think, it was Logan and LA Knight getting in the way that just made the elimination, the whole moment, pretty like insignificant. And you don't gather much intrigue in like a match like that anymore. Like if you don't have like that Rumble, because that's how you get WrestleMania matches, right? You have the Rumble stare down, you have the elimination, whatever. But it was just a weird elimination. I didn't even realize that it was Priest who eliminated him or anything like that. So like for me, that when I saw the match could be Priest and Drew, I'm like, what? Like where did that come from? Where if it would have been a focal point in the Rumble like it was supposed to be, then you would have been like, oh, okay.
So what I also don't understand, was it that Logan Paul, did they just take too long or what was it? Because they were in the middle of their little thing that they were doing whenever they got bumped into. So was that the problem, that they took too long? Because otherwise, shouldn't they be getting mad at Drew for interfering in their elimination?
I have no idea about the sequence of events, to be honest.
Yeah, I really don't know either, Chris. But
because I watched a few videos and they were like in the middle of doing their big dramatic spot before he was getting eliminated, and they got bumped into by Drew and that group. So that's why I was confused at which direction the heat was going there, because it seems like it should be the other way.
Well, here's the bottom line. Drew McIntyre's a star, so he's going to get his way no matter what, probably.
Yep.
Logan Paul is a bigger star than anyone in that company, so he's not going to get any heat whatsoever. And LA Knight is just the 45-year-old from TNA. He's going to get the heat, unfortunately. That's the way it's going to work.
He's the Triple H of the situation.
He definitely is,
Of,
unfortunately.
the curtain call, right?
But the Drew match, Drew versus Damian Priest would have made sense, because who beat Drew McIntyre last year for the world title in a cash-in? Wasn't it Damian Priest?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's never been addressed. So this could have been, this still can be a really good program going into WrestleMania. So at first I was like, eh. Then I'm like, oh, wait, that's right. Drew did lose to Priest. So that could be a fun little thing. I'm excited at what they can do. Listen, everything Drew McIntyre does is gold. So if he can make Damian Priest a bigger star than he already is, I think that's a good direction. But I felt like it was going Roman. That was his whole mission statement. Going into the Rumble. Roman, Punk.
And they had their Rumble moment, which like I talk about a lot, where they're just looking at each other. It's like, yeah, I've been waiting for this shit. Sorry, Bobby. But yeah, they've been doing that. And I thought, okay, they're going in that direction. It's going to be cool. And they're going in another for Roman, which is also a really cool direction. So I'm not complaining about that one. It's just the Drew side of things. And yes, I was going to bring up that comment like a minute ago, because that's how you use a celebrity, an online celebrity. That is exactly how you use them.
Mm-hmm. It was great. When Tozawa came out, I'm like, Jesus fuck. Are you serious? Like, I was so annoyed. And then we got hurt. I'm like, let's go. Right? I'm like, oh, here comes Kevin Owens. That's exactly what I thought. Like, wait, he just died though. Like, he literally just died. He's not gonna like, but I'm like, well, maybe he's a tough guy. But I'm gonna no, he's dead. Then they got Speed out there, and my friend's kid, who's like fresh, still a senior in high school. He's like, what? Speed, right? He's hyped for it. I'm like, sure, I guess this guy's cool. I don't know who he is, but I've heard of him. So at least there's that. And I'm like, what's this guy gonna do? Dude, he gets rocked by Braun Breaker. That was the meanest. Like, do you think he's like, hit me as hard as you fucking can? Sorry, Bobby. Or do you think so? You think so, right? Like, I don't know who Speed is or what his gimmick is. I don't know much about him, but I respect him now because I'm not taking that spear from Braun Breaker.
Nope. That was brutal looking, and they have all the different angles of it too.
Yeah, it was great.
It just looks so bad.
And it has like an insane amount of views too, which is why they did it. And it has the most views from like, I think Rumble weekend. Yeah. So it was, it did its purpose. That's exactly how you use somebody. You don't make them do too much. He got one elimination, which is funny. And then tries to celebrate. Yeah. Cause he helped Braun eliminate Otis. And that's what it was. And that's why he celebrated doing the Cristiano Ronaldo and then the backflip. And then he got murdered on TV.
Then Otis caught him and threw him around that spot, man. It was that was fun. That's how you use a celebrity. You're right, Clutch, in a Royal Rumble. All right, let's go to the women's where it was not so fun. I do see Cap said that both Rumbles were fine. I'm going to tell you, Cap, I love you. Thank you for watching, but you're wrong. The women's match was a waste of our time. It was a waste. It'd be better off if we just watched SmackDown tomorrow night and Charlotte came out and said, hey, guys, I won, by the way. I won because I'm back. Like, that's how you could have done this match. To me, I don't think anyone looked good. Roxanne did. Roxanne looked great. I know, Clutch, I know you want to talk about it, so I'm not going to steal yours. I'm not going to steal everything. I'm not going to steal your but, you know, the NXT women look good. Julia, Jada Parker got a spot in there. Like, that was cool, right? Nikki Bella coming back. Cool. Like, so the women's Rumble was more about who's going to show up rather than who's going to win, because we knew Charlotte was going to win. Yeah. So but when it was Nikki Bella and not Becky Lynch, I'll tell you what, as a Becky hater, someone who can't stand this woman, I was disappointed. And that's Nikki Bella who came out. And you know I love Nikki Bella.
Your draft pick.
Yeah, I love Nikki Bella. Like, so you would think, oh, Josh is going to market. No, listen, if I wanted to see her, I'd just go on Instagram. Like, right? Like, I don't really need to see her on my wrestling ring in 2025. But if it was Becky, seriously, like, I love Nikki Bella, but the man was it's a missed opportunity. I don't know what Becky's doing. I don't know if she's signed. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's such
a missed opportunity. Like, we were, maybe you guys weren't, but when it hit 30, I'm like, oh, here comes Becky. Here comes Becky. We didn't get Becky. So I thought the Women's Rumble was uneventful. Chris, I'm gonna go with you first because I know Clutch is gonna go. Don't talk about Roxanne. We're not allowed to. Off limits.
I'll leave that off limits. All right. So to just pick up where you left off.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you because Justin brought up a good point, and I think he's got it backwards. Charlotte didn't want her return getting outshadowed by Becky. I just want to make that clear. That's probably what happened.
That makes sense.
Charlotte probably said, no, this is my return. I guarantee it.
Okay.
All right.
I can accept that. But to build off what you were saying, I also was expecting Becky there. That was the person I thought for sure was going to be showing up at 30. And then whenever it came out to be Nikki, I felt bad because I felt like the same thing that you were thinking. I was thinking, a lot of people were thinking, was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. So I was thinking, if not Becky in the 30 spot, should they have traded her spot with Alexa Bliss and had her come out at 30? Because she got that massive pop. People were super excited for her to be back.
It was an insane pop.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe just trade their spots or something, or just at least put Alexa there and push everyone back one or something, because I thought she should be in that spot. They needed to have somebody big to get us excited about the match because, like you said, it was predictable. Overall, I think from when it started until when it got down to about the last 5 or 6 people, everything in between there, I really enjoyed. I thought was really good, entertaining. I thought most people look good. There was that one lady that did not look good. I did not know who she was. She was like that really tall person. Who was that?
Lash
it was like
Legend?
Yes, there you go. Lash Legend.
I thought she was fine.
She looked very green to me. I've
She
never
was.
seen her before, but she looked very green
All
compared
right.
to, and maybe she just stood out because she's so big and built and everything. And so maybe kind of your eyes are drawn to her, but she just looked very green in the ring. Aside from that, but I see a lot of potential there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But aside from that, everything for like the first 25 eliminations, great. Loved it all. Something like in the last 5 people getting eliminated, 4 or 5 people getting eliminated, or last 4, I guess, because only 29 get eliminated. It just like something about the match just like changed, like, okay, time for Charlotte to win now. And it's just like something weird shifted in that last little bit. And it just felt like the ending was very uneventful. And the one thing that really disappointed me that I thought they did very well on the men's side that I would have liked to see on the women's side, when it got down to the final 2 men, the 2 of them fought for a while because there's no other distractions. There's no one else you got to keep an eye out for. You can keep an eye on your opponent. And you can keep an eye on the ropes, and it's going to take a while to get you out of the ring. When it got down to the last 2, like as quickly as it got down to the last 2, it just felt like, okay, it's over. We're done here. Charlotte wins. Time to move on to the next match. That was disappointing. The last like 4 or 5 eliminations were very disappointing. Just what changed there?
I know
if that makes kind of sense.
Your mindset. You're like, oh,
but could you see it at that point where it just kind of felt like everything was just like, okay, time to get this match over and we're done with it?
I'm gonna be honest. My mood got killed when Nia came out. It did. And then it got worse when Charlotte came out. And then it got worse when they both faced off against each other. And if I was not at my friend's house and if I was home, I would have gone and done laundry. I promise you. Like, I don't need to see this. This is like Jericho. I don't want to see you. This is like Moxley, Death Rider stuff. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see Nia and Charlotte. I'm just not a fan. And when I can't, and Bobby over on No Holds Barred, our boss, Bobby, right? The man, right? Vince Talk boss man, he's in love with Charlotte. He's telling me she's going to do so much. She's going to do great heel work. She's going to be coached by Triple H. She's going to be given good scripts. She's going to be arrogant like Flair, like her dad. She's going to do this. She's going to make you a fan. Well, after her promo on Monday, I think I like her a lot less. Like a lot less.
That was the most awkward promo I've seen in a long time. She did look very lost out there. My wife questioned if she was drunk. When we were watching it, she's like, "Is she drunk right now? Like, what's happening?"
So, we're going to talk about the Roxanne and all your fun stuff, Clutch. But let's fast forward to the Flair promo on Raw. Do you think she was supposed to be a babyface?
I don't know what happened because it was that awkward where she started off very baby face and was like, you don't know how much this means to me, blah blah blah, I'm whatever. And then like she was talking about like very like usual like baby face stuff where you get emotional about it, whatever, and people just started booing. And then she like kind of flipped the switch. I don't know if she felt like she had to at that point because it was that bad, or I genuinely have no idea what happened. That was a terrible promo, and I'm so glad when I heard Rhea's music just to get out of that single promo.
I think they hit, they hit Rhea's music early. I think on her, and Rhea came out to save the day because she picked it back up. But that can't be the match. It can't be right. That's not the match. I feel so bad for Tiffy. Like
I'm just hoping that Charlotte can still at least go in the ring so they can have a good match at WrestleMania with Tiffany, and that's all I'm hoping for.
She looked good. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. She can wrestle. She's one of the best wrestlers on the women's side ever. She really is. I just don't like the way she handles business, and I don't like the way she presents herself on television. And I don't know if that was a Vince thing, and I'm willing to give her a chance on the Triple H era. I really am. But night one was not a success, and I think it's because I think I might be wrong. I think these wrestlers have more freedom to do more things. And when you've been coached up your entire life with scripts and this and that, say this, and then when Triple H is like, no, go out there and just be you. These wrestlers, like they have this. Look at Mercedes. Look at Mercedes and how bad because now she has freedom to do what she wants. It's bad. I'm not saying WWE people do, but I guarantee they get more leeway. So she's probably like, oh, they're turning on me. All right, I'm going to turn on them. And she didn't know how. I don't think she knows. She doesn't know. She doesn't have that. And not every wrestler has it, right?
Yeah.
CM Punk has it.
The ability to improv when needed.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what happened. I think she was genuinely shocked. I thought she was going to get this whole like, because it doesn't matter if you're babyface or heel. If you're hurt and you come back on your first night, you get the pop, you get the fan reaction, you get welcome back, right? You get that. And then she turns on you and I did this without all even your support, right? She could have turned it around, but she didn't even get that. She got boos off the rip. So I think that really, really shocked her. I really do. So, I mean, think about it. Every single heel, every heel gets cheered when they come back too. Everyone does. Doesn't matter. I think last time we saw AJ Styles, he was a heel. Am I wrong?
Was he? No, he came back as a face kind of, and then he got hurt immediately. And that was the issue.
Okay. Well, last time I remember he was jacked and mad at Cody. And then he was wearing a biker shirt. He was awesome. He doesn't look as jacked anymore. You guys notice that? Lost a lot of muscle, but maybe that's good for him. Not every body type can handle that. Anything else on this terrible women's match? I think it was one of the worst ones they've ever had. Not just because of the winner. Too many women. Like there was like 20 women in the ring, I feel like, at every time. Too many women in the match.
Yeah, I thought that a bunch of times. I kept saying the same thing. Like, they need to start clearing some people out. Because it got too much where people were just kind of stuck in a corner, just, stomping on each other or just laying around. There was too much of that.
They tried to do the Big Show spot where you load it up and the Nia comes out, or the Big Show, or the big person, and then that person goes on a rah, rah, rah. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna clear it out, and then some other big woman's gonna come out, and they're gonna have the face to face. Like every Rumble match. Just like they had the spot where they all teamed up on Nia and she's just like, and they all just, jump. And I love those spots, by the way. All right. Last match that we're going to cover, because I'm not going to jive you. I don't remember the 2 out of 3 falls match. I know it was good. It was entertaining, but
it was serviceable.
But there's nothing for me to really talk about.
It's not. We're not even going to remember the match by next Royal Rumble. I'm going to put it that way. It was good though. It wasn't a bad match. Just nothing crazy about it.
Good match, Clutch. Good match.
It was solid. I mean, I don't think both teams can put on like bad matches, but like it was solid. And I think that's when the Street Profits came out at the end and fully went.
Private Party Junior.
Oh, don't do that.
Lately they have not been. I have not liked what they've done lately. But yes, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that whole story, why they came out. I don't. But that's why
I think they're fully going heel now, which is interesting, I guess, because it's different from what they always do, which is like babyface tag team that dances with like red cups. So it's a little different.
I like it. Yeah. Ladder match. Did you guys think Kevin Owens died at the end? Because I thought he died.
I thought he died.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. I'm like, he's laying there in a really bad spot. His head went right through that ladder. Did his head hit the ground and the ladder, smashed his face? Like, I was worried. I didn't know what was happening. But we saw him on Raw. Well, at least me and Clutch did. Chris, you didn't finish Raw.
Nope, not yet.
I don't know if that was a good makeup job or if he just really beat up. But he went through hell. And I think that was that's how you put on a ladder match. The ladder should be used as a secondary weapon. You should just want to fight this guy. And I think everything about this match was great. One of Cody's best matches in WWE history. I was a really big fan of this match, and I think Kevin Owens has a lot to do with it. I just wish they used Sammy more. It didn't make sense. Sammy was built up to be like, you're going to help me. You're going to do this. Sammy didn't do jack. Sammy stood there. And it's like, so that leads to the Raw moment, which me and Clutch talked about before the show. Did Sammy doing nothing justify a pile driver, or should it have just been a talking to at first? I don't think it's justified, but it made it made Raw interesting at the end, and it makes you want to watch next week. So I get why they did it. I just thought it was too soon. WrestleMania is so far away; they could have waited a little bit. So, Clutch, I'm gonna pass to you because we did talk about it. How did you like that? How did you like that interaction? Was it too soon?
I don't think it was too soon because I think Justin just said it. I don't think the match is going to be at WrestleMania.
Okay.
I think it's going to be at Elimination Chamber in Canada, and that's where I'm at right now. Unless they have the pile driver take Sammy out for like weeks on end, and then you can push it to WrestleMania, and they can do it like that. But yeah, I like the spot a lot. I think the fact that Sammy didn't do anything during the Rumble match, the ladder match, was the reason that Kevin Owens just like went crazy and attacked him. Because and that's Kevin Owens' thing. It's not like you said, oh, he could have given him a talking to or whatever. I don't think that's like Kevin Owens' current gimmick is just trying to kill somebody with that pile driver, and that's what he did. And they've been teasing the pile driver again. He hasn't hit it since I think Cody at Saturday night's main event. So he hasn't hit it since then. So and he's been teasing it with so many people, and he finally hit it on Sammy. And then that's how you know, I guess, that with Kevin Owens, that it's serious and that it's going to happen. So I liked it. I don't think it was too soon. I think the match is going to be in Canada, and it's going to be received well because it's in Canada with two Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I think Justin is getting my booking right down to the point, and I think that's when Randy can come back and he maybe gets Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Where does that leave Sammy? Where does Sammy go?
Some multi-man match.
Exactly. Sammy deserves more.
He deserves the Battle Royal.
Like this whole story, if it's Karrion Kross, by the way, I don't know how you make me interested in Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I'm sick of these interactions in the back. Chris, if you haven't noticed, past like 3 or 4 weeks, he comes, oh, Sammy, start looking out for yourself, right? Because that's the whole story. Sammy's always, he's a people pleaser. Yep. Karrion Kross brings people to the dark side. And if this is some kind of Karrion Kross program, I don't know how you could possibly make me care. Because I don't care about Karrion Kross. And if that's his WrestleMania match, shame on WWE because Sami Zayn deserves more. He deserves way more than Karrion Kross.
Yep. I think the problem with WrestleMania, even though it's 2 nights and all that, they have so many stars that deserve top spots on the card that they're just going to get lower spots on. They're going to get on the card, but it's just going to be on lower spots, and you're going to end up thinking, oh, they deserve a little bit more than that. For example, like with Drew, Priest is a good match, but his year warrants like a main title match, and it's just not going to happen because there's just so many people on top of the card right now.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Like you're not wrong. I just don't want you to be right. I just don't want to see fucking Karrion Kross, bro. Every time he shows up backstage, I'm like, why? He is so below you. Like in this, but again, you need to build stars. And at one point, we liked Karrion Kross. At one point, Karrion Kross was cool. That was almost 7 years ago. I feel like it's going to be hard to make him cool again.
What if they do something to revive him, make him interesting?
Well, that's probably why they're putting him with Sammy, because everything Sammy does is gold.
Yeah.
Everything. Like he made the Johnny Knoxville match watchable and entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, everything he does.
That's why I'm
People are
bummed
gonna be
for
interested in.
Sammy, because I feel like he gets these little fill-in spots somewhere along the line. And yes, like Clutch said, there are a lot of stars, but like, when is it his turn to be on top? When does he get to have a main match going into? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should be somewhere.
I mean, let's chill though, Chris. He just main evented WrestleMania, like he just
Yeah,
did with Kevin Owens. Won the
yeah,
titles.
and the tag match, but I mean, like as a singles, doing his own thing. I don't know. I've been pushing for him for the last 10 years, wanting to see him get
Yeah,
like his standalone moment.
right. I know. I get it.
You wonder where he can go because there's not many directions. Maybe Logan. I don't know because Logan doesn't have anything apparently.
I don't know why Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk. By the way, I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was lame. And I think elimination should lead to something. So I'm like, is Punk gonna face Logan? Like, I don't. You're right. It could be Logan Paul versus Sami Zayn. We don't know, but what's that going to do? Where's their beef? I truly think it's going to be Karrion Kross. Like they're setting it up. There's no other option. Why are they bringing Karrion Kross in the fold? Like
My
Triple H does
mind,
things for a reason.
my mind is just hoping for like a nice little multi-man IC title match. You can put like Braun Breaker, Penta, Sheamus, all of those guys in there, and they can just have a banger of a match since they can all perform. But like, and maybe you put Sammy in there just to have a good match. But yeah, he does deserve like a standalone moment, but it's kind of hard to place him anywhere on the card right now.
Yeah.
And plus, guys, like he's going to get a moment at it's Chamber if it is him and Kevin Owens. Like Sammy's had his moments. He had his big match against Roman. Yes, he lost, but that was one of his biggest matches ever. So he gets his guys. These are performers. Wins and losses, I guess, do matter to us, but
They do.
they're performers though. Like
Listen,
Hans Gruber's not filming Die Hard. Like, hey man, when am I going to get my shot? Right? No, he's the bad guy. He loses. It's fine. He put on a performance.
I suppose, but I just want to see him win. I want to see him, I don't know, go over the top. You know,
Yeah.
He used to be my doppelganger, so I'm always going to root for him a little more.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Unless did I forget anything? Did I forget anything? So last week, by the way, I kind of put it out of my brain because I think it's silly that you appoint yourself a Hall of Famer like Triple H did. Film all the videos you want, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. We know who writes down who's in the Hall of Fame, and we know it's Triple H. But I know I forgot about that. When are they going to do the rest, Clutch? Have they already announced the second person?
No, not yet. They're probably going to do it after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. We got SmackDown tomorrow night. I didn't even watch Dynamite from last night, but I will. So, Chris, we're going to have that conversation about how awesome Dynamite was. Yeah?
No. Told you, ever since my rant that week, that 1 week on the show, I haven't watched anymore. I needed a cleanse.
Well, you missed Mercedes. She main evented Dynamite, by the way, against.
So it was a bad episode, huh? That's what I'm hearing. It was real bad.
It was not good. Why do I still watch? Justin, why do we still watch?
I couldn't anymore. It was getting so hard to force myself to watch all of it. I would find myself on my phone for 90% of it, and I'm like, oh, I got to rewind. I'm like, but I really don't want to.
The watch along with the Australian show, that's off the table. We're not doing that anymore.
No.
I don't even know where to watch. I don't even know if we can watch it. I don't know where to buy it. I don't know if it's on pay-per-view. Is it a Dynamite show? Is it a pay-per-view? I don't know what it is. I truly don't know.
I think it's a pay-per-view.
But you can't buy it anywhere. It's not being seriously. You
Probably
cannot buy it.
You could probably buy it on Max.
Good point. They're not telling you that.
You got the subscription. It's probably in there somewhere. I'll add it to your account.
All right.
Right, I got access, so now I get free pay-per-views. I'm just gonna add it to your account.
You're welcome. They don't have a. Hold on. Let's close it out with this. They don't have a set airtime. No one knows. No one knows. And I think the show's like in a couple. I don't know when it is, to be honest with you, but it's soon because they're setting up the Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match versus Homeboys in the Callis family. It's soon, but nobody knows when. But guess what? We'll be here next week. breaking down everything. That was smooth, Clutch. Come on, you know I'm awkward, but that was smooth.
That was good.
That's right. Now, let me get back to my Jey Uso stumbling stuff. So we'll be back next week breaking down everything. Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Damian Priest, Sammy Guevara, all the greats. Until
What?
next week, peace out, guys.